Hello and welcome back to Heirs and Graces. I would like to think there is some truth to your words, but that's beside the point. This line of conversation is pointless. I'm mostly just complaining. If I'd really given up, I would have fired the doctor. I'm still allowed to complain every once in a while, aren't I? I cross my arms. If he wants to complain, he can do it around someone else as far as I'm concerned. You could have turned out nicer, you know that? If I was nicer, I probably wouldn't be standing here today. Suppose that reaction at dinner was just surprise then. I should never expect it differently. You're right, you shouldn't have. I'm not going to feel sorry for you just because you're dying. That's right, I don't owe him anything. I meet his intense gaze and reaffirm my resolve. Right. Well, I've wasted your time and mine. No need to continue doing so. You're dismissed. I'm sure Vincent can find you something productive to do. I give Lord Sandor a polite bow and head for the door. When I reach the hallway, I close my eyes and let out a deep breath I didn't know I was holding in. Good afternoon. My eyes bolt open and I see Bourget standing before me. I didn't realise I'd let my guard down that much. I give him a small bow and greet him. Good afternoon, Dr. Bourget. How is he doing today? I glance back at the door to Lord Sandor's room and bite my lip. Bourget frowns. He didn't have another coughing fit, did he? No, at least not in my presence. I think he might have had an attack before I entered his room, though his voice was kind of hoarse. Lord Sandor would probably have preferred it if I lied and said he was fine, but I'm not comfortable with that. If there is something wrong with him, the doctor needs to know. I see. I suppose that means the medicine isn't working as well as it was before. Might have to up his dose or figure out another treatment. He sighs and rubs the back of his neck as he thinks it over. Do you know how often this has been happening by chance? No. Isn't that something you should ask him for yourself, though? Yes, but... Bourget lets out a tired sigh. Well, he isn't very cooperative. He lies to me, pretends it's not as bad as it really is. Do you think you could keep an eye on him? If you could tell me... No. Bourget blinks, a bit surprised how cold my reaction is. Hell, I'm a bit surprised too. To be frank, I hadn't intended to say it with quite that much venom in my tone. Still, I stick by my words. That's not my job. Now, if you'll excuse me. I give Bourget another frown and move another. I give Bourget another bow and move past him, not waiting for an answer. I finished my task for the day, so I head to the garden to see what Kamal is up to. If he's done with all his work too, we can probably sneak out and see about buying some seeds. It only takes me a second to spot him, getting into practice with his sword. I suppose that means he has free time after all. Can I interrupt your practice? Kamal sheathes his sword and turns his attention to me. It's not a problem. You got some free time? It's actually what I was going to ask you. It seems we both had the same idea then. Did you ask Vincent for permission? I did. Said as long as you weren't busy, it was fine. Then let's go. That decided, the two of us head into town. I'll let Kamal lead the way, since he seems to know where he's going. Did you need to stop anywhere while we're here, or are we good to focus on getting the seeds? I don't have anywhere I need to go. Kamal nods and continues on. I follow close behind him, trying not to get lost. We keep this up for a bit longer, before I decide it's a bit on the quiet side. Kamal seems a bit focused, but I don't think he'd mind. What would I talk about, though? You seem very focused, Kamal. You know, you seem more focused than usual. I don't normally seem focused. Not to me. You always seem so relaxed when we're working. I know you put effort in, but you make it look effortless. Right now you're not like that. I see. I should probably watch out for that, actually. You need to watch it? Why? I don't think focusing on something is generally a bad thing. It's not, generally. So, there is a time for Kamal when focusing is a bad thing. Before I can say anything else, Kamal's eyes flash and his arm reaches out for me automatically. He grabs me by the shoulder and pulls me to him, just in time to move me out of the way of two children, fighting with wooden swords. I blink, taking a minute to figure out what just happened. The two things I'm able to press so that Kamal just saved me from an oncoming crash, and that his fat body is surprisingly comfortable. I blush a bit, trying to omit the second thought. Hey, you two. The two children, a girl and a boy, freeze in place upon hearing Kamal's booming voice. Once they actually get a good look at him, they both shrink back uncomfortably. You have to pay attention to your surroundings. A real warrior would never let an innocent get hurt. The children exchange glances and then look at Kamal, relaxing a bit now that they understand he's not actually mad at them. We're sorry. Yeah, we'll be more careful next time. That's nice, but I'm not the person you should be apologising to. Both of the children look in my direction. To be honest, it feels kind of awkward to be singled out. It's not like it would have been a big deal if they did happen to bump into me. Would have been a bit annoying, but I'd have lived. Kamal is making too big a deal of this. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. The apology doesn't seem nearly as genuine when it's directed at me. Whatever, brats will be brats. It's not like I wasn't one when I was their age. Don't worry about it. They don't. Both kids turn their attention back to Kamal. Apparently he's infinitely more interesting than me. You this guy's bodyguard or something? Nah. Kamal lets me go and crouches so he's at the child's eye level. Actually, I brought him along to protect me. What? Really? I'm with the kid. What? I mean, I know he's just kidding. It's still a ridiculous claim. He's not doing a very good job then. If he was a real bodyguard, he'd be able to dodge us on his own. You wouldn't have all those scars. I am liking these kids less and less. How dare she call into question my imaginary bodyguarding skills? Kamal laughs. You're a sharp one, huh? The girl blushes brightly. Can I see your sword for a minute? She nods and shyly hands over a wooden sword. Kamal gives it a twirl. What an impressive blade. It's the Hawk blade. Yeah, this is definitely set in the same universe as Lorraine and Seasons of the Wolf. Seasons of the Wolf. Hawk blade. Huh. And that would make you Lorraine. Forgive my earlier rudeness, princess. The girl giggles delightedly. Looks like someone has a crush. Not that I can blame her, well, Command is just oozing charm. And your companion? Makuki, champion of the Grimoire Arena. Poor boy puffs out his chest and flexes his non-existent muscles for effect. Ah, Amakuki. Good choice. You know, I actually got the chance to fight Amakuki. Got his autograph too. Mal points to one of the scars in his arm. The aforementioned autograph. He gave me this one here. The boy's eyes go wide in obvious excitement. Really? You fought Amakuki and didn't die? Kamal laughs. Not even once. I roll my eyes as the boy laughs at Kamal's bad joke. He did beat me pretty soundly, though. That's awesome! Didn't feel very awesome at the time, but yeah, I guess it is kind of awesome. Are you a gladiator, then? I mean, that would make the most sense if you fought Amakuki. I was. Not anymore. Why'd you stop? I got a better deal. Keeps the explanation at that. I get the feeling there's more to it, though, considering how quickly he changes the subject. Anyways, I was pretty good at it. I could give you two a few pointers if you'd like. Yes, if it's not too much trouble. It's no trouble at all. First, I recommend changing the way you hold your sword. Swing it around aimlessly will just wear you out. Hold it like this, the hilt level with the bottom of your torso and the tip level with your head. You can respond quickly to most strikes. Providing you're also laying it effectively across your body, so that you've got it on your, basically covering an arc from one hip to the opposite shoulder. That's actually a pretty decent, guide for how to do one of the basic guards, so yep, fair enough. He stands up and demonstrates as best he can with a small wooden sword. Put you in a better position to protect the most vulnerable parts of your body, too. He turns his attention to the little girl. Want to give it a try? She nods and he hands her sword back to her. Both her and the boy attempt to imitate Kamal's pose. He corrects them as needed and guides them through a few more steps before having them practice a few strikes. They're already showing a fair bit of improvement. Of course, the time he spent teaching them the finer points of swordsmanship is cutting into our shopping time. I should probably say something to him. I'm about to do so when I notice how genuine Kamal's smile is and hesitate. He's enjoying himself and, well, this is a great opportunity for those kids to learn something. I can't really feel good about cutting in on something like that. I guess it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world if we don't get seeds today. I take a deep breath and settle in. I don't expect them to stop anytime soon. The wooden swords clack loudly against each other with each new strike, and the longer their practice goes on, the louder and more confident the strikes become. I wish I could enjoy watching the kids learn like Kamal is, but I can't. With each practice strike I become more and more aware of how I'm not a part of it. This was my choice, and I feel it was the right one, but I can't help but feel a little jealous. How stupid is that? Jealous of a couple of dumb kids. I sigh, try and divert my thoughts towards something less depressing. The sun's about to set when the kids finally mention that it's time for them to head home. It's only then that Kamal seems to realise it's actually that late. He approaches me, scratching the back of his neck. It seems I owe an apology. I might have got a little carried away. A little, huh? He blushes a bit in embarrassment. Maybe more than a little. I'm not really mad at him. Honestly, I'm more mad at myself for getting a little upset. I mean, I was the one who decided to wait for him. It's not like I couldn't have done something about it. I'm not about to chastise him for something that I decided to do. I force a smile and change the subject quickly, hoping to prevent the conversation from getting more awkward for the both of us. Didn't realise you were good with kids. Kamal shrugs. They're easy to figure out. For you, maybe. They don't seem to like me at all. Well, you didn't exactly try, did you? You could have joined us. He's got me there. Well, to be honest, I don't like them much either. You don't like kids? I think they're kind of a pain. I can still be impressed with how you dealt with them, though. You'll be a good father one day. Can't say his future wife will be happy if he ignores her like he ignored me. Nah. Nah? Well, probably won't have any in the first place. I like men. Women don't do anything for me. Oh. That's interesting. Surprised? A little. I'm more surprised by how blunt you are about it. Kamal shrugs again. The way I see it, I don't have time to waste pretending to be something I'm not. People have a problem with that, that's their issue. I don't have to make it mine. So that's that. Make of it what you will. Kamal doesn't particularly act like he wants some kind of answer from me, but I feel like I should give him one anyway. I know if it were me confessing something like that, I'd be worried about how it had changed our relationship. I want there to be no question where I stand in the other person. Might be more for me than for him, but I go ahead and reassure him. I don't mind. The information doesn't make a difference to me. No difference at all, huh? Well, that's a little disappointing. How is that I blush a bright red and Kamal laughs. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't do anything without your permission. Anyway, we should probably head back. We'll have to get the seeds another day. It's too late now. I kind of figured as much. You know, you could have said something. I thought about it, but it looked like you were having a lot of fun. I didn't want to ruin that. Kamal looks me over in an analysing manner. I put on a smile and try to distract him before he reads too much into it. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. It is a big deal, though. I wasted your free time and I also upset you. That's... well, I didn't exactly do anything to prevent it. That doesn't matter. I should have been more aware of the situation. Kamal, it doesn't matter. I'll make it up to you. Really, you don't have to. I want to. He stares at me with a steady gaze. I can tell I'm not going to win this one. I yield. Fine. You can make it up to me by teaching me how to use a sword. I figured something like that wouldn't exactly be hardship for him, and it would be interesting to learn. Kamal smiles. I can do that. kitchen, huh? Yeah, sorry. Outrageous French accent. The kitchen, huh? Eloy strokes his chin as we enter the kitchen, where the cook is already hard at work. That's right. I thought you were supposed to clean the guest rooms today. I was. Vincent changed his mind. He does that occasionally. Actually, I specifically asked for the job. I figured that having other people around might prevent a repeat of the last incident involving Lord Chiron. Vincent was very accommodating about rearranging the schedule for me too. Fortunately, that's pretty much the only thing he could do for me regarding Lord Chiron's behaviour. I know I can't avoid one time... I know I can't avoid one-on-one time forever, but I would like to put it off for as long as I can, regardless. Well, I suppose it could prove more interesting than some of the other tasks you've been doing lately. Honestly, I hope it's not. It would be wonderful if Lord Chiron got bored and left. Yeah, but that's too much to hope for. I tried not to focus on it as I asked the cook what he'd like me to do. He eyes me, and then Lord Chiron, before asking me to wash the dishes. I get the feeling he's not exactly pleased about Lord Chiron being here, though of course he daren't say anything about it. Got it. I head over to the sink and get started, and Lord Chiron already looks bored. He watches me lazily for a few minutes before verbally saying so. Ugh, I'm bored. Well, you're free to leave any time, no one is stopping you. It's like you want to get rid of me. And who would ever want to get rid of you? The sarcasm should be more than obvious, but I assume Lord Chiron will just pretend it was a compliment. The kitchen's cook shifts uncomfortably, which reminds me I should watch what I say. Lord Chiron might not care if I'm rude, but that doesn't mean he doesn't. I guess that would be the downside of working around others. Ha. So he's just going to laugh at me. Fine, whatever. I don't care. I have got a job to do, and I don't have time to get annoyed with him. I try to ignore his fixed staring as I scrub the current plate clean. It's not exactly easy, though. I keep getting caught up trying to figure out what he's thinking. He has to be plotting something. There's no way he'd just behave. Marcel? You have something in your hair. I do? Yeah. Hold on, I'll get it. Ordinarily, I'd object, but in this situation it's actually kind of helpful since my hands are occupied. Eloy reaches for my hair and runs his fingers gently through a few strands of it. It only lasts a couple of seconds before he pulls back. What was it? Don't worry about it. Wait, that smile is way too suspicious. It was nothing, wasn't it? That bastard just used it as an excuse to touch me. You know your hair is really soft. Damn it, I should have known something was up the second he tried it. I glare at him automatically. Oh man, it looks like I've been found out. Lord Chiron chuckles and looks at me with an amused expression. I don't dignify him with a response, and I turn my attention back to the task at hand and try to drop the annoyed expression that's given Lord Chiron so much amusement. I won't let him get to me. I won't let him get to me. I won't let him get to me. Lord Chiron lets out a defeated sigh and runs his mouth again. Such a cold response. Ah well, I suppose it is part of your charm. You put up such a front when we're around other people. But when I get you alone, you'll melt at my slightest touch. Say what now? If possible, Lord Chiron's smile seems even more sinister than before. It's addictive. The cook eyes me with a disdainful look but says nothing. I can feel his respect for me sinking to an all-time low. Come on, it's not like that. I bite my lip, wondering how I should respond to the situation. I can deny it, but I get the feeling that'll only make me look guiltier. What the hell else am I supposed to do, though? I take a deep breath in an attempt to calm down, and when I speak I try to use a mature tone. You're going to get me in trouble. So? So I can lose my job! Look, I know that doesn't matter to you, but it matters to me, so stop spewing suggestive nonsense. It's fine, really. Lord Sandor likes me. I only can't fire you for entertaining guests. It's part of your job, after all. Stop it! Stop what? You know what? You're making me angry. And maybe you should do something about it. Can I murder him? I want to murder him. He's practically asking me to do it. I cross my arms and take a deep breath, trying with all my might to not let him get further under my skin. I have one idea, but if it doesn't work, I might really resort to killing him. I pick up a plate, dunk it in the water, and make sure it's clean before handing it to Lord Chiron. Here. He takes it from me with a curious look in his face. I proceed to throw a dish towel at him. I'll wash, you dry. If you can do that, you can stay. If not, I am kicking you out. You'd really kick me out? Yes, without any remorse. And if you want to take it up with Lord Sandal, you can. But for now you have a choice. Help me or leave. Lord Sharon sighs and gives me a small smile. Alright. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to show you how to do your job. Like you know anything about my job. Still, I suppose you can't screw up drying dishes. I don't know. I might find a way. If you do, I'd be impressed. Now be quiet and get to work. To my surprise, Lord Sharon gives me a nod and then starts drying the dish that I gave him previously. He's a little slow at first, but as I hand over more dishes, he starts to get the hang of it. Soon enough, we have a pile of sparkling clean dishes, and, the more impressive feat by far, I don't want to kill him. I wonder if I can con him into doing more work in the future. Of course, he wasn't willing to help me shelve books in the library after according with that female servant. Come to think of it, I haven't seen her around. Did she quit? Oh, I sincerely hope Lord Sharon didn't get her fired. That's beside the point, though. The point is, he didn't help me then, but he did help me now. And I'm not sure what the difference was in this scenario. Maybe it was because I threatened to kick him out if he didn't help this time? That's my best guess for now. You seem to be thinking hard. Were you reevaluating your opinion of me? Did my dish drying skills win you over? Oh yes, I'm practically swooning over here. I roll my eyes. I'd say it out loud if I wasn't sure I could give the cook the wrong idea. Probably take it seriously after what Lord Sharon pulled earlier. I did good, right? You may praise me now. I'm not sure doing a decent job drying dishes really warrants praise. Still, it did help, and maybe I should encourage this kind of behaviour. Or it could be sarcastic. That sounds fun. It might be what he's expecting anyway. Oh, let's be honest. Alright, I suppose you did a decent job, so good job, I guess. Huh. I said you actually did a decent job. I heard you the first time. I just did not expect that from you. Well, what were you expecting then? I thought you'd respond sarcastically or something. You do realise I just dried dishes, don't you? I didn't exactly do anything special. I sigh. Yes, I am very aware of that. But you helped out, and I didn't want to discourage that. Lord Sharon smiles as he strokes his chin thoughtfully. I see. You're trying to manipulate me into behaving better. How devious. Oh, I suppose that might have crossed my mind. It's not going to work, is it? Probably not, but don't let that stop you from trying. I enjoy being praised. Of course, if you praise me for every little thing, I wouldn't feel inclined to do anything that's actually worthy of praise. So you're saying I shouldn't praise you after all? Lord Sharon shrugs. Who knows? God, he's being irritating again. Still, I guess he's more tolerable than he was being before. And as I put the plate away, I start thinking. Lord Sharon was much more manageable with some kind of distraction to keep him occupied. If I could find some way to occupy him whenever we're alone, I might actually be able to stand him. It's worth a try. I just hope it actually works. Alright, let's keep going along the decorum path. Litsa gave me some time off, which is nice, but unfortunately I don't have a specific way to spend it in mind. In the end, I head towards town, deciding it's too nice a day to spend indoors. Most of the other servants spend their time off in town, but I'm not exactly sure where they go. From what I can tell, there aren't many things around besides shops. Of course, it could be that simple. Maybe getting out for a stroll and purchasing a few things is enough to qualify as entertainment for most people. With this thought in mind, I start glancing at the windows of each shop as I pass by, noting the various things they have on display. Now that I have a decent job, I can afford to buy a few trinkets here and there if I want to. Some of them even catch my interest, and I humour the idea I might actually buy something, even though ultimately I don't. I guess deep down I'm still imagining that all of this will end poorly. Figured it would be nice to have some money saved up if nothing else works out. I'm probably more pessimistic than I should be, though. I let out a small sigh and step away from the shops. Suddenly I don't feel like looking around. I still have a bit of time to waste, though. I chew my bottom lip and try to come up with some ideas when a familiar voice interrupts my thoughts. Good afternoon, Marcel. I turn to see Dr. Borgia, with his usual overly kind smile plastered on his face. I smile automatically in response. Hello, Dr. Borgia. You can just call me Borgia, you know, especially when I'm not working. You're not working right now? Well, not really. I suppose not. I suppose that saying I'm not doing anything work-related would be a lie, though. I was going to see if I could purchase a few supplies. Anyway, how about you? Just out for a stroll? Yeah. Vincent gave me some time off. I figured I'd spend it in town. That sounds fun. Yeah. I trail off a bit awkwardly. I'm not really having fun. Of course, I don't want to bother Borges with my problems. I'd figured a lie would be best, but, well, it didn't come off as genuine as I might have hoped. I see. Borges keeps up his innocent-looking smile, but I get the sense I haven't fooled him, especially when I factor in his next words. If you aren't doing anything else, you're welcome to join me. Of course, it might be a bit on the boring side. I'm just doing some regular shopping, after all. I don't mind. Actually, I'd like to join you if you're really okay with it. I wouldn't have suggested it if I wasn't. Anyway, shall we? I nod, and Borges gestures towards the path he intends to take for my benefit, and together we start walking side by side. I decide to start up a conversation, figuring that Borges won't mind. So what kinds of things are you looking for? Herbs, mostly. There's a remedy I recently acquired the recipe for that I'd like to try making. A remedy? For Lord Sandor? Dr. Bourget frowned, and his eyes drift to his feet. Clearly said something wrong. No, it's for one of my other patients. I get the impression that he feels a bit guilty. It's a bit silly, though. Lord Sandor isn't the only person who's in charge of helping. I decide to say it, hoping it might make him feel a little better anyway. That's understandable. You have other patients. You can't focus on Lord Sandor. Yes, but... Bourget lets out a small sigh. I've been attempting to help him for a long time, and I don't feel like I've made any progress at all. And that makes me feel like I have not been trying hard enough. You shouldn't beat yourself up over it. The other doctors Lord Sandor hired couldn't figure out what was wrong with him either. It's not that you aren't trying hard enough, it's just whatever this is difficult to deal with. On top of that, Lord Sandor isn't exactly helping you figure it out. He told me he wasn't even telling you about his symptoms anymore. How are you supposed to help someone like that? Bourget doesn't seem comforted by my words at all. That doesn't mean it's alright to approach it half-heartedly. I can do better, I need to do better. Anything less than that isn't good enough. Bourget said it with such determination that I start to feel a little guilty. He doesn't say anything about it, but I did refuse to help Lord Sandor. Reporting Lord Sandor's symptoms wouldn't have been a big deal either. All I'd have to do is mention whatever I happen to find, and that's it. Yet I still wasn't willing to do it. I didn't have to do it for Lord Sandor either. I could have done it for Bourget. I could have done it for a kind man who's just trying to help a dying old man. No matter how I look at it, my actions were, well, pretty petty. We both walk in silence. I hardly notice when we reach our destination. A market stall with a vendor selling all sorts of dried out plants. The overall aroma is quite pleasant, but there's at least one plant in the mix that ruins it a bit. Borges exchanges pleasantries with the old woman running the stall, asks a few questions and picks out the plants he needs before handing over his money. I feel like there wasn't much point in me tagging along after all. I've just made things awkward. After making his purchase, Bourget and I slowly meander back to the middle of the road. I should probably get back to my clinic. I have a few things to take care of. I assume you have to start heading back towards Lord Sandor's mansion. Yeah. I'm not sure if Bourget generally means what he says or if he's just trying to get rid of me at this point. Either way, he nods understandingly. Well, take care then. I hope the rest of your day is pleasant. I nod. Bourget looks as if he wants to say something else, but instead flashes me a small smile before he turns to go. I watch him for a moment before deciding something. Bourget, wait! I quicken my steps until I catch up to where he is, and he cocks his head curiously. What did you need? Look, I know I acted kind of weird when you asked me to keep you updated on Lord Sandor's condition. I said that wasn't my job, and it's not, but it's not like telling you whatever I happen to oversee would be a major hardship. Bourget's expression brightens visibly. So you'll help? I sigh. Yes, I'll help. But I'm not going out of my way to help. I want to make that much clear. That's fine. Any bit of information will help. Right. Bourget seems a little too happy considering how little I'm actually offering to do. It makes me more guilty over the whole issue. I sigh and end up asking what I'd sworn to myself I wouldn't. What exactly is going on with him anyway? I can already feel myself getting more caught up in the matter than I'd wanted to be. And Bourget's face falls. I half hope he won't bother answering. I already regret asking. Right, that to me seems like a reasonable-ish point to end this part, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.